All right, so let's get into today's podcast. We're going to be talking about the 4-hour work week, and I'm asking the question, does it actually work? You know, I've been a quote unquote digital nomad for the last 4 or 5 years, and there are some weeks where I have worked around 4 hours or less, but most of the time it doesn't quite work out like that. So I'm going to share with you my thoughts on what the whole 4-hour work week book is really all about. So in 2007, New York Times bestselling author, entrepreneur and podcaster Tim Ferriss published his first book, The 4-Hour Workweek. The book has a massively provocative title. It drew a massive global audience. I mean, who doesn't want to work a 4-hour workweek? And you might be thinking, how is it even possible to run a business and generate a comfortable income from just 4 hours of work per week? I want to show you why, even if you want this kind of lifestyle, it's probably not a good idea for the long term. So let's talk about the internet lifestyle. Reclining in your sun lounger on the pearly white sands of a quiet beach, sipping an ice cold Mai Tai with your business, spitting out cash every single day. This is the pipe dream for many aspiring online entrepreneurs. And it makes sense, right? Your business, your products, and your team are all managed online without any physical location. You can bask in the sunshine all day long. So when I first started running my own business, all I could think of was the amazing adventures that would be possible when my business was operating efficiently without me. But I quickly realized this was no trivial task. It was going to take countless hours, day in, day out, building a scalable product or service, figuring out how to make sales consistently, and recruiting and training a rockstar team. Now, what most people fail to understand, and what Ferriss does a great job of emphasizing in the book, is the incredible amount of effort needed to reach a point where you're only working a few hours per week. If it's your first time venturing out into the world of online business, it could take a couple of years to finally get enough knowledge and experience to create something that requires only a few hours per week to manage. I think there's a deeper message here. The real message behind the book is this. I firmly believe that the 4-hour workweek is possible. It took me about 5 years and countless failed businesses to finally create something that requires only about an hour a day to keep my clients and bank account happy. When you launch any new business, you need to find a product or service that people are willing to pay money for, usually to solve some kind of problem, and that you can deliver. You also have to create a way to acquire new clients to funnel into your online business machine, which should be able to operate autonomously. Now, if you've never done any of this before, it's going to take a lot of time, trial and error. But once you figure all that stuff out, you might eventually be in a position where you're only working 4 hours or less per week. But what's more important is the wisdom you gain from every setback and failure. You are, after all, launching an online business from scratch, possibly for the first time, with no way to know for sure that it's all going to work out. This is the real value you get from becoming an entrepreneur and optimizing your business. You learn so much about yourself and what you're working on, even if everything comes crashing down. So here's why no one really wants a 4-hour work week. I've always said to myself, I'm building this business so I can have the money to pursue all the crazy adventures I have been dreaming about. Now, this kind of financial motivation is great when you're just getting started, but once you've reached a certain level of financial freedom, your attention shifts towards purpose and mastery. So let me ask you this question. What if your life was your work? Now, let me explain what I mean by that. What if you could set up your life in such a way that you get to do all the things that you love and money turns up as a byproduct of your creative expression? Now, for me, this would include writing, playing guitar, paragliding, or freediving. So how do you create a life that ensures almost everything you do is some form of creative expression? Now, I know that's a pretty big leap, but once you make enough money to do all the things that you want, you start to think about how to turn your work into play. Doing something just for the money quickly becomes unfulfilling. So I think we should all be finding our creative outlets. Most people are happier when they work on projects, ideas, or businesses that they are passionate about. They will happily work 15-hour days without question. How are you ever going to get good at something if you don't put in the hours refining your craft? Now, if you really want to work 4 hours per week, I'd seriously be questioning why you want to spend as little time as possible working on your business. It might be a good idea in the short term so you can tick off some things on your bucket list, but at the end of the day, humans thrive off challenge, creativity, focus, and commitment. You're not going to experience these things if you're not more involved in your business. Take your experience and skills for building a self-sustaining business and apply it to something you love and want to master, and go all in on it. Yes, you will have to work more than 4 hours per week. Heck, you'll probably be putting in long hours almost every day of the week. But when your work becomes your creative outlet, you are no longer hustling or grinding to make money. You are operating in your sweet spot, doing what you love. And this point here, what I've just touched on, what I've rounded up today's podcast with, is the whole idea of creative expression and being able to express yourself creatively in the world and get paid for it. A lot of people rush into businesses just to make a quick buck here and there, and that's really the wrong kind of motivation. It's only going to get you so far, and then you'll be left questioning yourself like, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I really doing this? And even with a bunch of money in the bank, you'll still be unfulfilled. Because I believe as humans, we all have innate talents. We all have these desires and visions of what we want to do with our life. Whether it's to learn a musical instrument, whether it's to get involved in a sport, whether it's to get involved with a specific area of technology or science, whatever it is for you, we have this vision, but in order to turn that into reality, it's going to take time, commitment to reach that level of mastery. So in order to do that, in order to get involved in something that you're passionate about and that you love, it's going to take a massive upfront investment of your time, energy, and possibly even money as well, to gain enough momentum to turn that into your thing. Now, I'm not saying that starting a business and making some cash is a bad thing. I think that is a great step in the right direction that will help you fund your lifestyle and help give you more time to be able to pursue these other interests that perhaps aren't going to have some kind of immediate payoff right up front. So that's my thoughts on the 4-hour work week. I think nobody really actually wants to work 4 hours a week for the long term. It might be good for the short term for a few months, maybe even a few years. But at some point you will start to feel this kind of emptiness inside of you. We need ways to express ourselves creatively. And it's not always an easy process, you know. I'm in the process of mastering this craft of writing, of guitar, of paragliding. And there are days where I just don't feel like writing. There's days where I don't feel like playing guitar. I question myself, I doubt myself, but having that internal conversation and reflecting on what's really important here and looking at the big picture of the journey. So what if you missed a session here and there? So what if you're not feeling up to it on a specific day? Look at the big picture. Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? What's going to happen if you stay consistent over that period of time? Where are you going to be? You're going to be well on the way to mastery. And that's what's really important here. We can slip up, but if we continue to have that conversation with ourselves and reflect on what's really important to us, then it'll help us get back on track and realize that it's going to be a pretty tricky journey, especially in the beginning when you're doing things that are relatively new to you. But if you can go above and beyond and do what most people can't do, which is persevere, which is to stay consistent, then wow, in a few years' time, you're going to look back and be like, I'm so happy that I decided to keep moving forward despite the pain, despite the discomfort. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I know your time is extremely valuable, so if you've enjoyed today's content, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so you get a notification next time I release another one of these videos. You can also leave me a comment below and let me know what part of this video resonated the most with you, or simply click that like button to let me know you enjoyed this content. And if you want to get your hands on a free 12-minute guided meditation that I recorded to help you manifest your dreams and create whatever you want in your life, go ahead and click the link in the description for your free download. And if you want to check out all the latest blog posts on my blog, dabsofreality.com, the link is down there below as well, along with my Instagram and my Facebook page if you want to consider following me on those platforms. Until next time, catch you on the flip side.